What's going on, everyone? It's Brody back again with another tennis question. Today's tennis topic is going to be about your tennis strings and their tension. Now, this video is going to focus mainly on the hybrid setup. So that's going to be whether you have a polyester and a multi-filament, a polyester and a natural gut, a multi-filament and a natural gut. That one's a little bit weird, or just two different polyesters. This video is going to help kind of guide you a little bit as to what you need to start thinking about it and when it comes to your tension. So the main thing you have to know about hybrids is that there's usually two different strings in it. There's, say, like I was mentioning earlier, a polyester and a multi-filament, polyester and natural gut, and a few other combinations you can go from there. Now, the way that I usually approach polyesters, and let's just say polyesters and multi-filaments, because that's probably that's probably one of the most common just forms of a hybrid that there is. Now, this is the way that I'll usually help people go for it and really think about to go with their tension. What you want to do is you want to take the harder string, the polyester in this case, and whether that be on the mains, whether that be on the crosses, you want the polyester string to be at a little bit of a lower tension than the multi-filament or the softer string that you're using. So with this case, the polyester, let's say your racket has a range of 50 to 60, then you want to put, say, if you want to stick right around the middle to get a good balance of characteristics from both the polyester and the multi-filament, you would put the polyester at about 52, 53 pounds, and then you'd put the multi-filament at, say, 54, 55 pounds. That way you loosen up the polyester so it's not as hard on the arm, which is also because, well, you're also not going to get as much feedback because of the softer multi-filament string being in the racket, but you also loosen the string up so it's not as stiff. It's not going to have as much control, but because it's a polyester string, you're going to get a lot of control back from that type of material being in the racket regardless. So you get a little bit more power and a little bit more spin too from the polyester, with it being at a little bit of a lower tension. Now, the multi-filament being at a higher tension, that is going to allow you a little bit more control from what is really the power string out of this combination. So you can rein in the power a little bit more and just make it so that the multi-filament doesn't move as much, and that way you can make sure that it lasts. Sometimes, depending on the string that you're using, the multi-filament can last a little bit longer as in a hybrid setup if it is a little bit tighter, but you have to play around with that. If you're using strings that have sides or edges to them, like say Solinco Hyper G or Vocal Cyclone, then the more edges there are, the more it's going to dig into the multi-filament no matter what tension you put it at. So that's really the main way you can think about this. Whether you put the polyester in the mains, whether you put it in the crosses, it doesn't matter. This is the way that I personally use with people that want to try out a hybrid. Usually, if, say, within that same range of 50 to 60, if someone's been using the tension of 55 in their racket, that's when I'll use that tension as the basis for the multi-filament and then adjust the polyester from there. If they want to go a little bit of a different route, say they want more control, then we can say put the polyester at 54 and then put the multi-filament in at 56. Now, I will say it does affect the way that the racket performs depending on which string is in the mains and the crosses. I'm not talking about tension, I'm talking about just the string itself now. So if you have a polyester in the mains of a tennis racket, that means that the racket is going to take more characteristics from the polyester string. So no matter what you do, you're going to have a little bit more control, you're going to have a little bit more spin. You're going to have a little less power, but that's where the multi-filament comes in to help a little bit. Say the multi-filament is in the mains and the polyester is in the crosses, then you're going to get a little bit more feedback from the racket, as well as you're going to get a little bit more power than you would if the polyester was in the mains. That is one of the big things about hybrids that not as many people know about. They just think, oh, I'm going to put this here and this here because that's what I've been told. There is a difference. So if you've been looking into trying it, go ahead. There's nothing wrong with trying it and see which one feels better for you. There's professionals that use the natural gut string in the mains and the polyester in the crosses. There's some that use the polyester in the mains and the natural gut in the crosses. There's some professionals that are even using polyester and polyester. Tennis, you can do whatever you want. As long as you try it, as long as you like it, you're not getting hurt, then you're golden. Now, that's pretty much the main things I wanted to come in and talk about. So with that being said, if you like the video, leave a like on it. Comment down below any more questions that you may have about tensions or strings. I'll be there to try and answer them if I can get to them as soon as possible. And as well, subscribe to the channel so that we can grow this channel, get rid of a lot of the tennis misinformation that is in the tennis community and the entire reason why I started this channel, so we can get the information from the people who have it to the people who need it. Now, with that being said, as always, take care.